In today's video, I'll be sharing my experience flying with Air Transat from Europe to North America. We'll cover everything from the strict baggage policies to whether or not you should expect a free meal on your flight. It's going to be all of the information that you need to best prepare for your flight with this low-cost airline. Brace yourself. Let's kick things off with the check-in and baggage policy. Air Transat is kind of strict when it comes to baggage, and if you check in at the airport with a gate agent, they will most likely weigh your carry-on suitcase. You are allowed to bring with you a personal item as well as a carry-on suitcase, but the carry-on has a low maximum weight limit of 10 kg, which is just about 22 pounds. There may also be a scale waiting to weigh your carry-on suitcase as you go to board the flight, but you might get lucky like I did. I avoided the check-in counter by checking in online and receiving my boarding pass by email, and then I got lucky and did not have my carry-on suitcase weighed at the gate when I went to board the plane. If you are looking at purchasing the cheapest ticket, which is their eco-budget fare, remember that checked bags are not included, and the price to add a checked bag is going to be higher within 24 hours of the flight. So if you don't think you'll be able to survive your trip with just a carry-on that is under 10 kg, then you will want to purchase the checked bag at the time of booking your flight for the cheapest price. And then something that you will not want to pay for at the time of booking your flight would be seat selection. It's going to cost you at least $30 to choose a seat at the time of booking your flight when, if you wait until the check-in window that is 24 hours before your flight's departure, you can get seat selection completely free. Set an alarm for 24 hours before your flight's scheduled departure, as this is when the check-in window opens. You'll want to check in as soon as possible before all of the good seats are gone. I'll leave a link in the description with the best seat to pick in economy, but for a quick tip, definitely avoid the back row. The seats do not recline, and you'll need to prepare yourself for some not so pleasant bathroom smells. Something else you unfortunately need to prepare yourself for if you do decide to fly with Air Transat would be delays. Air Transat is not known for its punctuality, so keep this in mind when planning your travels. Air Transat actually has one of the worst records of on-time arrivals of any North American airline. The flight that I was on from Lisbon to Montreal was delayed by over an hour, and when I looked up the record for that flight in particular, it seemed like it was always delayed by about an hour. It was also quite chaotic when it did come time to board the flight. There were two lines, one for mobile and one for paper boarding passes, but they weren't clearly marked, and if you missed the initial announcement, it was difficult to know which line was which. This is another reason why it's good to have both a digital and a paper boarding pass with you. It's also common with Air Transat to first board onto a bus, which is then going to drive you to the plane. My issue with taking a bus as opposed to boarding directly onto the flight is that it means there's often going to be no organized flow, such as zone boarding, to get onto the plane. So essentially the doors of the bus open and it's a mad dash to go find your seat and grab that valuable overhead bin space. Definitely take a look out the window to see if you board onto the plane directly or if you'll be taking a bus first. You might not want to be the first in line if it's a bus, because if you get onto the bus first, it means you will probably be getting off the bus last, and then making it onto the plane last. Definitely try to stand near the front door of the bus to get the best chance of getting off first. I definitely want to stress the importance of the front door and not just any door on the bus. For my flight with Air Transat, I strategically placed myself to be right near the middle door. However, the middle and the back door never opened, only the front of the bus did. We've now covered strict baggage policies, delays, as well as chaotic boarding. So it might be a surprise to you to know that I would happily fly with Air Transat again, especially considering it was much cheaper in comparison to similar flights. It seems many other passengers also like Air Transat, given they took the title of World's Best Leisure Airline for the 4th time in 2022. Let us know down in the comments how your experience flying with Air Transat is. I am dying to know. Just like I imagine you are dying to know why I was still very impressed with this Air Transat flight and why I would be happy to fly with them again. Unlike many low-cost airlines, Air Transat provides in-flight seatback entertainment on all flights free of charge even in economy. The seatback entertainment system includes a variety of games, movies, and TV shows with a good mix of genres, series, and even new releases to choose from. Just remember to bring your own set of wired headphones or be prepared to pay for them on board. The ambiance and comfort in economy was also surprisingly pleasant. The economy class for their Europe-North America route on my A330 flight featured mood lighting, an adjustable headrest, and 32 inches of legroom, which is more than the average. There were also charging ports at each seat. And the most common question that I get after any flight is, how was the food? Or was there even any food? The good news here is that on a transatlantic Air Transat flight, such as Europe to North America, you will get a hot meal for free. This flight from Lisbon to Montreal featured a chicken dish that was kind of like a chicken pot pie without the crust, and then a side salad and chocolate truffles. It was fine, nothing to write home about, but it was still a nice surprise considering I was expecting nothing, which is usually the case with low-cost airlines. You are also offered a free glass of wine or non-alcoholic beverage. I'll leave a link down in the description to the part of Air Transat's website that is going to tell you exactly what food is and isn't included in your flight. Overall, I would say Air Transat is giving you great value for the cost of the ticket. The airline offers many free perks, such as meals and in-flight entertainment, which really does set it apart from other competing low-cost carriers. And while their on-time performance is not great, far from great, in the case of long delays, Air Transat has a reputation for taking care of passengers with things like airport meal vouchers. The airline's customer service is also readily available through live chat, a phone line, and their social media, and apparently they answer quite quickly. At least according to the many online reviews that I read, as well as other travelers that I have asked. Don't quote me on this one. When flying with Air Transat, don't expect an Emirates experience, but you also don't need to brace yourself for a Spirit-like disaster of a flight. If you know, you know. My name's Megan, and I would love to see you subscribe to join us back here for weekly travel tips and hacks. Best of luck on your next flight, and I'll see you soon. Bye.